Okay, let's put some inspection rings on some Stearman upper wings. Right now, I am stapling fabric to a frame and I'm ironing it at 350 to shrink the fabric tight. I'm going to use this to cut my patches for the rings. And I'm just using the lid for the poly brush container. I'm going to pink the edges so they lay down smooth. The inspection rings have a little plastic blemish on them when they're made, so I use a razor blade to cut off that blemish. Otherwise it'd poke up and not help the patch lay down flat. So we lay the inspection rings at each compression member next to the spar, within an inch of the spar. So I used a flashlight to see exactly where the compression members were, and I'm going to put 8 inspection rings on this upper wing, the bottom side of the upper wing. I'm just using Poly-Tack to glue down the plastic ring. And I try to line them up evenly. We have our rib stitching marks that I've lined the rings up with. And now we'll put down the patch with thinned poly brush. The technique for putting down the patch we found that works the best is to put a puddle of poly brush right in the middle of the ring. Then center the patch, push it down so there's no air bubbles in the middle, and then work your way out with the patch with the poly brush. This avoids air bubbles, otherwise you're fighting air bubbles in the middle of the ring. Trust me. Okay, here's one normal speed. You want to put the poly brush just in the center of the ring. And then center the patch. Try to make sure there's no air bubbles in the middle. And then I'm just starting in the center, working my way out, making sure I'm not gonna create more bubbles than I want. So there's plenty of bubbles there. Brush in a circle, just help it lay down. And then I need the poly brush to go past the edge, the pinked edge, to help seal the pinked edge onto the fabric. And there's a little air bubble, push out. Okay, then we'll try to sweep up any brush strokes. Looks good. By the strut attach fitting, I'm just cutting out a little slit so the patch will lay down smooth and line up with the rest of the patches. And then we're done. 8 inspection rings on the upper wing.